Hey, misadventurers. It is Kat Kruger, storyteller at D20 Dames, and my pronouns are she, her. I am continuing my journey here, doing some solo RPG, journal RPGs. I've been doing that since the start of the year, and this is my third one. This one is, I actually picked up a physical copy of it while I was at Big Bad Con a few weeks ago. Part of the reason why I have not been streaming is I've been to a couple conventions. So I went to Big Bad Con and Geek Girl Con where the Dames did a live show, and back now and back streaming. Anyway, I picked this up from Cage. It is delivered. Um, So Kage is a friend of the show and also a wonderful game designer and layout like a designer. So yeah, I've really been enjoying this game in particular because it's about delivering packages in space, and you can, when you're doing character creation, you sort of pick um, what company you're working for and what kind of parcels you're delivering. And because it's space and couriers, I wanted to do a Futurama inspired um, delivery service. So that's what I've been doing. So I'm going to just do a little recap here. Um, Unfortunately, I've got some issues with my OBS program right now because the Dames have been having some issues this weekend with Twitch, and it looks like uh, I've got like a little bit of authentication fail here, which which means I don't have easy access to things like my chat. So I'm kind of gonna go back and forth here to look at chat. Um, all right. But I am gonna do a recap, um, and so so I am playing Mack Guffyn. Pronouns are she, her. She is This is her first job as a space courier. She used to work for a place called just The Office. Um, and she bumped into somebody from an organization called Unquestionable Delivery Service. Uh, she does not have very high, like, if we were playing D&D, wisdom perception would be very low. Um, she didn't quite get that this is like an illegal black market type of organization. So her first parcel, which was successfully delivered, was a box of droids. Unbeknownst to her, they were battle droids. Um, but, part of the motto of the organization is no questions asked. So she is happy to do that because she's trying to get away from some baggage back at home. So her first parcel was delivered way, way, way in the outskirts of the galaxy and charted galaxy. And um, along the way, very first day, she stopped at a space truck and met an old friend of hers named Shanana, short for Shenanigans. Uh, I decided Shanana was from Phalandia because I wanted this character to sort of be um, mischievous and fey or fairy-like. Um, and Shanana was just hitching her way across the galaxy and hitched a ride with Mac. And it turns out that Shanana also had a pet fungi, which is sort of like an animated mushroom creature. And, playing off of the whole fairy idea, the fungi, it has these powers um, to create fairy rings. So it got into the box of battle droids, fairy ringed a bunch of them out into the world, who knows where, but um, she was able to get Shanana to get the creature out of the box duct taped it shut, delivered the parcel. It did sound like there were less beeps and boops in there, but no questions asked, right? Um, yeah, and along the way, she also rescued what did I call it? It was a cat person, a Qatari, um, named Maip, who was a captain of a fishing vessel, and she only stayed for as long as we got um, as long as it took to get to another planet, and that was like a surf-based planet where most of the culture was really into surfing, and they were celebrating the Great Surf, and then accidentally discovered that there was an anti-surfer movement that had created like an anti-tidal device, which they escaped from um, at the last second, and they are now. So Shanana has let Mac know that she's sort of on the run from because she's got some debt, and so she's just along for the ride for as long as Mac will have her, and Mac is fine to have the company. So they're off delivering parcel two now, which is a box of ship parts that are actually illegal mods, and they're delivering it to a base on the far side of the moon of an uncharted planet. Um, in the last stream, um, we're fortunate enough to like use the gravitational pull of a nearby planet to um, hurl us forward, and we were able to gain a day uh, in our delivery. However, uh, crashed into an asteroid on the way, uh, which changed the trajectory of that asteroid and also left a giant hole in the ship, which Mac tried to fix, couldn't, because there was an absolute fail. But thankfully, Shanana was on board and actually knew her way around ships, maybe suspiciously too well. So Shanana assisted in repairing the ship's hull. All right. Um, so that's where we left off. Let's see. What else do you need to know? You really don't need to be caught up. I've caught you up to listen to this, but or watch this, but you can do so on the videos on demand that we post on YouTube after the fact. This solo RPG is it's got dice, so and a set of regular playing cards. So I have for what I've drawn here for this parcel. I'm just using a six-sided die because that's the timer that was assigned to this parcel. So I'm on day six. I currently have 4 out of 5 successes. So basically, if day three, even if I just get one success, it means I've delivered the parcel. Everything is prompt based, so I draw from this standard deck of playing cards, and then from there I get a prompt in the book to determine what it is that happens on this day, and then I need to use body, wit, or social body, wit, or social stats to determine the outcome, and then I roll die based on how many points I have uh, for those stats, and I use d4s for those. So for Mac, body I only have one, so I would only roll one of these if I was using that. Wit is 2 and social is 4, so I would use 2 for wit or 4 of these for social. Sorry, my throat is just raw today. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw my next card for day 3. It is the 8 of Hearts. And I'm going to switch over to my journal. I'm going to write 8 of Hearts here. And flip over to Hearts 8. Okay, so this one here says that you land on a planet and the inhabitants seem to be mourning something. All right, so we're on the furthest outreaches of the charted galaxy here, heading towards an uncharted planet. We just knocked an asteroid out of its orbit or trajectory or whatever was going on there. Maybe the asteroid has done something or is charted to do something, like it's on a crash course for this planet's one of this planet's moons or the planet itself, and I think maybe they're mourning that. I think it would make sense if Mack had something to do with that. All right. And again, unfortunately, because of the authentication error that happened on OBS, I'm going to be lagging in responding to chat. But if chat has any suggestions, please let me know. All right. If you haven't followed along before, basically I journal kind of in silence, and then I'll read in Mack's voice what she's written in her captain's log. Also fun. This hat here is so I made this because I love this character so much. This is supposed to be the logo for Unquestionable Delivery Service. So you see it's a question mark with a red circle and a line through. Okay. All right. All right. So I've written in the captain's log here. Um, After such a rough day with the near-death experience of having the ship's hull tear from scraping against an asteroid, I decided to take a break on a planet. Hopefully, it's a party planet like Deuteronomy. So Deuteronomy is the surf-based planet that we went to uh, while delivering the last parcel. So how this works is, I put out a statement on, what I hope the success is going to be. Um, and, they are mourning, which I haven't written yet, but I think I think I'm going to use social um, to sort of chat with the locals and, see what's going on and, if there's like um, some sort of celebration, I guess. Some cultures, when they mourn the loss of something, um, it's a very sad event. And then other cultures, I think, they sort of celebrate the existence of the thing that they're, they've lost. So I think it could go either way here. Okay, so I gonna roll. I don't have four d4s, so I just roll this 4 times. If um, the success rate here is a 1 is absolute fail, a 2 is partial fail, 3 is partial success, and 4 is absolute success. So here we go. Got a 3 so far. 3, 2, 2. So it is a partial success, which means you get what you want, but things get complicated. Okay. All right. Um, Mac is not going to first of all, hello, Jane and Socialist Pie. Um, Mac is not going to the planet solo. She's got Shanana on board with her. So I think Shanana will come with. Um, I do have to note that I've got some issues with my Twitch right now, so I'm kind of having to switch between OBS and the live Twitch chat because something happened this weekend, which is why we weren't able to stream Brindlewood Bay and or restream the recording. Um, and today, when I logged in, authentication failed for some reason. Um, and um, and yeah, so I don't have chat, um, and I wasn't able to change the name of this stream. So clearly you were not crafting with me. We're playing delivered. Yeah, I know. I don't know what really happened. It's just a little bit of a technical glitch here. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but, making do. I just have to go back and forth with the screen, so if there's a little bit of a lag, that's why. So, just as you're coming in here, Mac is, yeah, in the last session, we ended with playing Space Jenga with those ship parts that they're delivering, um, and it was after having that hull breach, which Shanana happened to save them from. And now Mac just wants to uh, have a party. I think is what is on her mind. Because she's had success on planets. Like Deuteronomy was very party based. She's hoping that this planet will also be that, but they're actually mourning something. Um, and I'm just trying to figure out what that is right now. I'm thinking that it's going to be related to the asteroid that they hit. Yes, Spenga, that's right, space Jenga. Or spare parts Jenga. Um, yeah, so trying to figure out what it is that what they're actually mourning, and we've got a partial success here for social. Um, so Mac is going to speak to somebody on this planet, and the partial success means that there is a complication that happens here. So yeah, just trying to think of what that could potentially be. Um, maybe maybe they try to commandeer her ship to stop the asteroid. I don't know. Yeah, like she's engaged in this party, and then somebody tries to take off with her ship, to crash into the asteroid and move it off the trajectory. I think that's what's going to happen here. All right, so I will write that in the journal in just a moment here. My throat is kind of rough this morning. Of course, my pen's not working now. There we go. All right. So, oh, Jane, I'm so sorry to hear that you're homesick with your throat being so sore. Oh, you too, Socialist Pie. I hope that's not going to happen to me. My kid Grayson has been sort of on and off sick in the past week, and I think it's kind of going through the house, but we haven't so far been hit too hard. All right. So we've got social partial success, and this is Max Captain's log. Um, Turns out everyone on the planet is in mourning. When I asked around, they told me an asteroid was on a crash course toward one of their moons. What a weird coincidence that they're also having problems with asteroids. Thankfully, they were holding a commemorative celebration of their moon, so I was invited to a wake of sorts. Shanana came along and we drank glitter moon tea and ate mooncakes. In the middle of the party, I got a notification from the ship's security system that someone was on board. Okay, so I cannot use the social, so I need to use something else, and I think I'm going to use wit. Um, and so I've got, I can roll two d4s to see if I can, I think I'm going to like sneak aboard and try to see if we can get this person off the ship. I got a 4. Okay, so I don't need to roll again. Use wit, and that's absolute success. I should also write in here that that I got the success that I need to deliver this parcel. All right, so I'm really hoping that it doesn't get me either. I'm thankfully don't have a ton of freelance work right now, but I just my partner is going he has to travel for work this week, and I just gonna have to take a bus and to shuttle my kid back and forth from school, and he's got lots of his activities and stuff, so I really don't want to be sick while and it's also really rainy here in Seattle, believe it or not, big surprise. So it's always crummy feeling sick when it's miserable weather too. Okay, so I'm going to write with this absolute success. I think maybe Shanana uses like some of her Phalandia powers to get us on board, and we work together and um, eject this would-be hero from destroying their ship. All right. So I have for wit, absolute success. With Shanana's Fey help, we snuck back aboard the ship and saw someone charting a course using the ship's nav. I pointed to Shanana's fungi and gestured in circles. It somehow understood and sprung into action. In the next instant, a fairy ring opened up and the trespasser was teleported away. There was glitter everywhere. As we cleaned up to get away, I noticed the ship was charted right into the asteroid's path. What was that person even thinking? All right. So we have successfully escaped this situation here, and I think Mac doesn't really get the fact that there is a possible way of like stopping this asteroid, and that's what that person was up to. But also, the ship would be destroyed, and she wouldn't have a way home, I guess. So with those successes, though, it means that we are able to deliver the final parcel. So I think I just add to the end here that we head to the planet. I'm just gonna double check here. I suppose I could just do day. Is it day 3 here? Day 4. I'll just put day 4. Day 4. Okay. All right. So day 4, parcel delivered. We made it to the base on a nearby moon and delivered the box of ship parts. I'm going to miss playing Space Jenga, or Spenga as we've been calling it. Hi, Cage. This is a pretty sweet hat. All right, so we have delivered the um, second package, which means which means I've got another 1 XP. And Kage, I've explained to others in chat already that I've got some issues with, yeah, we've been having issues with our Twitch account, and when I logged in today, authentication failed, whatever that means. So I don't have chat in OBS, and I wasn't able to change the name of the actual stream. So it says it's crafting with cat, but clearly we're playing your game. So yeah, we've just successfully delivered that parcel, and gonna give myself parcel 2 success. Yeah, so it was two-factor authentication, and then it wasn't, and I don't know, there something happened this weekend, and it's messed everything up. Hopefully it will be resolved next time I stream. What am I doing here? I am trying to look at, well, Kage, I have you here in chat as game designer. So I need to reset everything up, and I think I read that leveling up requires 5 successes, is that right? Or 5 XP. Okay, so I have 2 XP so far. And I need to get some ideas for what this next parcel is going to be, parcel 3. I think that this base is going to be, I think because, you know, these are all sort of black market illegal things. I think what is going on is sort of it seems like everything's being set up for, you know, there's some sort of like rebel organization maybe, or upheaval that's happening in the galaxy, and this organization is helping with that, because the first box was battle droids, the second box was illegal ship mods. What else can we do on theme with that? I'm really feeling like this is some kind of rebel organization. Grab these cards, and we also going to add what my next parcel is going to be. So I need to draw a card. Okay, so the face value of this card is a 9, and it is a diamond. So I have 9 successes required in 8 days. Communication chips is a good one. Just jotting down some notes for myself here. Parcel 3 is 9 days, 9 diamonds. All right, I'm setting up my journal here. It's going to take me a second. Don't want to make you all dizzy by flipping through all these pages because I'm doing some cut and paste here. Okay, parcel 3, days remaining 8, 9. Successes required 8. Oops. Okay. I am looking at the time now, and I think I'm gonna take a quick break because we're about at the halfway mark here. And come back. It looks like communication chips is probably going to be the thing that we're delivering for this next parcel. This does seem like it's going to be a more challenging one because I don't have as many like if I fail, I could fail pretty badly here. What card did I draw for the package? You know, I did not draw that yet. I need to do that. Thank you. Set card. Wait, hold on. Do I drew, no, I did draw, sorry. I drew the 9 of diamonds. Is that what you mean, Kage? Yeah, 9. Oh, did I write that backwards? I put 9 days, 8 successes, but it's actually, this is what I get for 9 successes, 8 days. Yeah, I wrote that backwards. Thank you. Okay, so I am going to take a 5-ish minute break and then be back to check out what's happening here with this parcel. All right, back soon. Hello again. Welcome back to the second half of the stream. So where we left off is so Mac has successfully delivered her second package. She's got an extra um, XP sort of behind the scenes. So we've got 2 XP, need to get to 5 in order to get up to the next level. Um, I am experiencing some uh, Twitch technical issues, so please bear with me. I'm not able to see chat in OBS right now, so I'm kind of switching back and forth between screens here. Um, so there's just going to be a slight delay in what I'm able to say. Um, yeah, just 1 second here while I get set up here for. Here we go. Yeah, so we're on board the ship. We've successfully delivered this parcel. Actually, I'm not going to assume that we're on board the ship. Parcel has been successfully delivered to um, some sort of mysterious organization that has a base on the far side of the moon of an uncharted planet. Very sketchy, but it is so typical of an unquestionable delivery service, which is this organization that Mac works for. Um, um, so far, she's delivered a box of droids, which, unbeknownst to her, are battle droids. She's delivered um, a box of ship parts, which are actually illegal mods for ships. And now, as we've determined in chat, she's going to be delivering a box of communication chips. Cannot wait to see what she actually does with these chips as they are in her care. On board, we've also got Shanana, her friend, who she picked up hitchhiking. Um, and they have a history of hijinks, and Shanana also has a fungi, which is an animated mushroom that can create fairy circles, and that has definitely caused issues. But it also saved them from someone who was trying to take the ship away and crash it into an asteroid. All right, so so I need to write about Shanana. Sorry, Mac's expectations of the parcel and what we're what is going to actually, I don't think it's the expectations. It's just the setup for the parcel here. Um, okay, so I'm gonna go back into my journal and write about this. All right, so Max says, on the moon base, after I delivered the shift parts, I was given another parcel that looked like computer chips. Looks like we're heading closer to home with these. So she's going to have to travel pretty far for this, I think. Um, and I think heading home is like, or close to home is a really good narrative. Um, there could be some good narrative stuff that happens here because she took this job to get away from all that and getting closer to home. If there are some complications, we can sort of explore that a little bit. Okay, I got a king of clubs. Blanked on that for a second. All right. So we will look in here. King of clubs. Okay. A former romantic partner or close friend of yours reaches out. If you roll a success, mark 2 successes on your delivery tracker. You may only do this once per event. Okay, so that makes total sense because she's closer to home now, and yeah, I think I'm gonna make it a romantic partner. I think this romantic partner is going to be part of the baggage. Um, who is this person? Like in my head, I have some ideas of like what Mac is running away from. Um, this could potentially be one of the things. Um, I think I need a name. Spackage. Space package. That's so good, Jake. Maybe someone who helped get her into the drama trouble she's trying to leave behind. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this person is part of that. I don't know. I'm feeling like this is gonna be like some tech bro that her parents really wanted her to um, um, be in a relationship with, and she kind of went along with it, but really, um, when he was getting too serious, she was just like not into it, and um, but is also conflict avoidant and just sort of like I don't know, maybe left. Yeah, Lincoln Jones. These are all great names. Can I want to make it um, I want to combine all these names together. Hamill, Lincoln Hamill, Stone Jones. Oh, that sounds like such a perfect, terrible name. All right. All right, I'm gonna write about this dude. Lincoln Hamill Stone Jones. That's Lincoln. Put a little asterisk here because I need to credit you both here. So here I have to write, yes, same. He's like the villain, a villain of this of this scenario here. I need to figure out um, what Mac wants to get out of this, so that when I roll, I can figure out what skills I need. Space ghosted. Yes, thank you. um, what does she want to get out of this so that if she succeeds, she gets more time and um, oh, maybe if she's going to use the communications chip to do something. She is going to use the communications chip to, or attempt to use the communications chip to kind of AI respond um, to Lincoln Hamilton Jones. Um, so that is probably going to take wit. She only has 2 points there. If that fails, she's going to have to actually rely on her true like social skills. So we'll see. So gonna roll this once. That's a 2, so that's a partial failure. And there's a 4, so absolute success. Okay, so whew. Oh, I need to actually write down what she wants to do. So I'll move this down here and write hmm. Okay, so day 1, King of Clubs. She writes, as soon as we left Ypsilon Quadrant, I got a message I was honestly dreading. It was from Lincoln Hamilton Jones, the tech bro my dad set me up with, and who I maybe space ghosted. I wonder if one of these chips in the parcel could be rigged up to communicate with him so I don't have to. So she got an absolute success here, which means I think she's got like some sort of AI that is responding to him. Um, okay, so yeah, with the absolute success, I'm writing in the captain's log. These are actually AI powered comm chips, and once I hooked it up to my device, it did a really decent job of sounding like me. So I get to add 2 to my days that I need to that I have to deliver the parcels. Let me just double check that. Oh no, I marked 2 successes on my delivery tracker. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and add 2 here. 1, 2. Okay, so I got 2 out of 8. Oops, 2 out of 9. Keep doing that. I have 8 days, but 9 successes required. Okay. um, I don't know if there's really anything else that that I can do to sort of push my luck here, because I've got body and I've got social left. And I feel like, you know, body isn't going to help here, and social, you know, the AI is already sort of communicating here. So yeah, I think we move on to the next day. Let's see, how do I set this up again? Day 2. Oops. Day 2. And I have this out of 9. I've got 1, 2 successes here. And then I will draw my card. Just transition to the main camera here for a moment. Okay. Oh, Queen of Clubs this time. That part of the deck did not seem shuffled very well. Okay, so we've got Queen of Clubs. We'll see what that says in the journal, in the book here as the prompt. Queen of Clubs. You remember a family member talking about this route and faintly recall them mentioning a shortcut. If you roll a success, increase a timer by 1. You may gain this increase once per event. Okay. Hmm. All right. Which family member of Max? Yeah. So far, we've been really lucky with the successes, but as you know in chat, I often like the failures or partial failures, because it really adds to Mac's story here as a chaos courier. Um, so what family member has talked about this route? Um, maybe maybe she has an aunt who is like a shipping mogul or something, and has mentioned shaving off time on this route here. I need a name for this auntie. Oh, I also have to update my NPC list because we now have Lincoln Hamill, Stone Jones. I feel like at some point we're gonna have to name the AI that's talking to this guy. Ah, I might just go into one of those fantasy name generators or look around here. Auntie Miriam Spritz. Weird last name. Yeah. Um, I think Parsec. Oh, that's a good one too. I think I'm gonna go with Parsec just because, and it's just gonna be a nickname. Um, yeah. All right. Okay, so she writes, as we headed closer to home, I remembered Auntie Parsec talking about a shortcut around here. I wonder how she'd feel about me working for a competitor now. Um, hmm, Maybe a shortcut will help me deliver this faster so I can get away from home instead of closer to it. So I think in this case, she also needs to use wit to sort of like recall um, um, some of the conversations she had with her aunt. Just gonna double check how wit is listed um, versus social. So wit, it says here, when an action requires mental aptitude such as creativity, intellect, or investigation, whereas social is more interpersonal. Okay. So yeah, I think it's going to be wit, which is I've got two for that stat. All right, so we've got S3, which is a partial success, and a 1, which is an absolute failure. All right, so, and again, a partial success is you succeed, but there's complications, which I love for Mac. All right, so we've got wit, partial success. Oh gosh. And I just realized that I did not transition my camera. Okay, so we're back in the journal, and so Mac remembers this shortcut, and then I think something something needs to happen to complicate this shortcut. Uh, Maybe it is actually seeing one of her auntie's uh, shipping vessels, and the captain of the vessel um, maybe recognizes Mac. Um, Okay. Space road works. That would be good. All right, we've got here wit, partial success. The route shaved off an entire day of travel, which is really awesome. It's a boring shortcut, though, with mostly star cows roaming around. Unfortunately, with so little around us, I wasn't able to hide from a huge container ship from parsecs, parcels, and more. Even more unfortunate, the ship's captain recognized me as Auntie Parsec's niece. Okay, so I think in this case we are going to attempt to uh, use social to either convince this captain that you know they don't need to tell Auntie Parsec, or pretend to be just somebody who looks like Mac. Um, I also need to add, because that first one was a success, I get to add +1 day. So I have 8. I now have 9 days to do this, and I'm going to add another success here on day 2. Okay. Um, so I'm going to attempt social. It is a higher score for Mac. She's got, it's her highest stat. So she's got 4 here. First one is absolute fail. Second is partial success with a 3. Got a 2, which is a partial fail, and a 1, which is an absolute fail. So the best I rolled out of the 4 is a partial success, which again is a success. You get what you want, but things get complicated. All right, let's go back to journal. Partial success. All right. So what happens, do we think? Hey, Gage. So we got a couple of interesting cards. Got a King of Clubs and a Queen of Cards. Clearly, even though this deck has been shuffled many times, I don't know how that happened. But so the King of Clubs, there was a former romantic interest who um, uh, he's a tech bro that Mac's dad tried to set up um, romantically, and his name is Lincoln Hamilstone Jones. Thanks to chat. um, and so he messaged Mac as soon as she got back into the quadrant, outside of Ipsilon quadrant, because she's heading closer to home to deliver this parcel 3, and Mac did not want to have to deal with it. She's delivering communication chips, and she decided she was going to hook up one of these chips to her device. And it turns out that they're AI powered. So now he's speaking to her AI powered device that is doing a reasonable job of emulating Mac. Um, and then she also remembered that her aunt, who owns a shipping conglomerate, had talked about a shortcut through this sector, which she's taken, but there wasn't much going on around her. And one of her Aunt Parsec's ships, a container ship, was passing through as well, and the ship's captain has recognized her. And what I'm trying to do right now with a social role, which was a partial success, is either like convince the captain that I'm not actually Mac, or to not talk about this to Auntie. Um, Actually, I just got an idea while I was talking about this. Is it possible for me to pick up another package as part of this, or do packages come from prompts? Packages come from prompts, right? Okay, eighth card events. All right, so that I won't do that. What is the complication? Okay, I think what's going to happen here is Mac does such a good job of convincing this captain that she's not actually um, Mac, and so the captain tells her that she is trespassing on a route, um, and she gets kind of run out. Maybe this shipping container actually has weapons on board. uh, um, Can I just make an edit here to say that Captain thought he recognized me. So, the social partial success. Yeah. Get off my space lawn. Um, Pulling my hat down and lowering my voice, I told the captain he was mistaken. And I guess I did a convincing job because he told me I was trespassing on a parsec route and opened fire. We sped out of there, taking a bit of damage, but not enough to slow us down. All right. So, with that, that is another success there, thankfully. Um, so that is that's one, two, three. That's four out of nine successes. I've also been able to add because I drew the Queen of Clubs and got a success on that. I've also been able to add another day. So it looks, right now Mac is in pretty good shape, even even with all the disaster stuff going on here. Um, yeah, and I guess that's basically the end of today's stream. A lot happened again, and my goodness, I'm just really enjoying this game so much. Um, it is, like I said, delivered by friend of the show, Kage. I'm really glad I was able to pick up a physical copy. Very handy. Um, yeah, I guess some announcements here. Um, I really appreciate everyone who's been um, joining in the stream here. I do want to note that there's going to be a little bit of a content shift on D20 Dames. So if you are interested in continuing along with my solo RPGs and occasional craft streams, I'm actually going to be doing that on my own channel. So if you want to follow along, you can do so at Steampunk Unicorn Studio. I will put that in chat. Yeah, we're just making some changes here um, in our content delivery. So yeah, I'm going to add all of the videos from YouTube onto that channel as well. You'll still be able to get it on Dame's channel as well, and as well as the what do you call it, the journal entries. So with that, I really appreciate everyone who has. Thanks for following, everyone. I do appreciate you all for being in chat and having so many fun ideas. I think it would be, like I've enjoyed it as a solo RPG, but it's always nice to just sort of have that extra input to um, generate more ideas. And I don't think this I would have come up with some of these things on my own, especially like the surf based community and things like that. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to continue following with this, it'll be at twitch.tv/steampunk unicorn studio. And all the other delivered content will be there as well if you need to go back. Um, yeah, so I guess until next time, I will be streaming next week. No crafting at the end of this week, simply because my partner's out of town and I won't have childcare at that time. But I will stream on Mondays, and occasionally I will do my crafting stream on Fridays. Uh, thank you, Jane. I love it. Cage, no, you aren't going to see it's. It's not going to, he's not going to, it's Gamehole Con that you're going to, right? He's not going to that one. He's going to a Library Association one. All right. Well, I guess until next time, misadventure awaits.